Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 21 of Be With Me. We're studying and standing in awe and being sobered by the birth of Christ and the people that are involved. Particularly, we're going to look today at the bravery of Joseph. So this is a crisis pregnancy by any stretch of the imagination. And we left yesterday with Joseph deciding not to have Mary stoned, but to share in her shame and continue the engagement and continuing the misunderstanding that every single person in their neighborhood and family would have and continues even to have to this day. All right, so here we are. We're in Luke chapter 2, verse 1. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration when Quirinius was governor of Syria, and all went to be registered, each to his own town. And Joseph went up from Galilee, 80 miles away, from the town of Nazareth to Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be registered with Mary, his betrothed, who was with child. And while they were there, this is it, the time came for her to give birth. And she gave birth to her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling cloths, and laid him in a manger, because there was no place for them in the inn. So let's start with the decree that goes out from Caesar Augustus. Why would a ruler do that? And basically, it's to register people for the draft. It's to raise an army. It's to compel people to do the will of the state. It's called here, Caesar says the whole world needs to be registered. Well, it's the whole Roman world. It's not the whole world, but it does speak of his hubris. And in fact, he was worshipped as a god. So it's no surprise. And this, what we see here is this conflict between the government of Caesar and the government of Quirinius and this new government, this new reigning king that's coming, which is Jesus. So that's kind of hinted at. So Joseph goes 80 miles from the north of Israel to the south of Israel, where Bethlehem is. He starts from Nazareth in the north, isolating himself from all the people that typically would help Mary during her delivery, that is, all her female relatives. Then he gets to Bethlehem, and we find out who delivers this baby, who helps them with the delivery of this baby, and what kind of a knucklehead goes 80 miles with an imminently pregnant female. So they go down to Bethlehem. They go down to this town of David because Joseph belonged to the house and line of David, which is neat. And where is his family? Where are his parents? Does he stay with his parents? Does he stay with a brother? Does he stay with a sister? No. Well, how about a secondary relative? How about an aunt or an uncle or a cousin? It might tell you the state that Joseph was viewed in now that he had this in their eyes, illegitimately pregnant female engaged spouse. So he's isolated in this inn. Even the inn is full because of the census, most likely. So where are they lodged? They're lodged where some place where the normal inhabitants are animals. I mean, the humility of this cave or shack or barn, we know it's for animals, and sort of Jesus was born homeless. So the humility, it's an incredible crisis pregnancy. So it's birthed out of political strife. They're compelled to be there. They have geographic stress. They have to go 80 miles. Who would take an 80-mile pregnant woman on a donkey or whatever? Nothing says they even had a donkey. With no Mary's family, maybe Joseph is estranged from his family, no medical care, no doctors, no sanitation, there's no midwife, so then think about this, Joseph, what kind of midwifery experience does he have? As far as we know, none. What kind of sexual past does he have? As far as we know, none. He's described as a just and righteous man. So based on the evidence of the text, who delivered Jesus Christ as a child into the world? Joseph. Who caught the baby? Did Mary catch her own baby? No. Delivering women don't do that. They have enough to do. Joseph caught the baby. And what experience does he have with that delivery? Probably none. Joseph, what experience does he have with naked women? Probably none. What experience does he have with the nakedness of Mary? Probably none. What experience does he have with the genitalia of Mary? None. This was, I'm thinking from Joseph's perspective, this was a tremendous crisis pregnancy. He was probably sexually naive, inexperienced, reproductively inexperienced, certainly as far as childbirth going, no training. So any place but here, Mary is thinking, any time but now, and anyone plus Joey. I'm sure she was happy to have Joe there, but somebody else would have been nice. So what's unique about the birth of Christ? That he chose this. It's purposeful, it's instructive, it's prophetic, and it's very unsettling when you think about it. It just sort of keeps us from being intact. It throws us off our game. We are disturbed by this. We're amazed at the crisisness of this, and I'm amazed at Joseph and the bravery in doing what this Caesar Augustus makes him do, traveling 80 miles with a pregnant woman, traveling 80 miles with a very pregnant woman, and then imminently have her start to deliver, and you're the only show in town. You're the only guy there, and you're catching and tying the cord and dealing with all the muck and the intimacy. This is what Jesus was born. This is what Jesus was born into the hands of Joseph, who didn't know what he was doing. You talk about coming down in the humility of Jesus. And Jesus wanted it this way. So amazing. I'm amazed. I think Joseph was too. Thanks for listening.